What's poppin' YouTube? It's your girl Laid Back with another video on my channel.
Tell me what you see in me. Gotta be something different.
As you guys read by that title, today we're doing something totally new on my channel and I'm super excited for it. But before we get into that, if you're new here, make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. Turn on that bell so you're notified every single time a girl upload a new video, and that is on big per on the road, a big 20K and not the little one per. And if you don't know why I say 20K, that means you won't be tuned into my other videos. But we don't say 2K, we say 20K because we want big on big on big. We going big or going home, period. But yes, you guys, today I will be doing my first sit down video. Well, this is not my first sit down video. As y'all know, I've done other sit down videos with other people doing like challenges and stuff. But I've never done just a sit down talking video on my channel since I've been back on YouTube. And I have been back on YouTube for 2 years now. Can y'all believe it? Round of applause for me. I've been back on YouTube for 2 years. Like, what's tea? What's like, yeah, like we need to run these subscribers up. Make sure y'all share this video. And also make sure y'all follow me on my social media accounts. It'll be in the description box down below because your girl is in her content bag and I'm trying to be active on all my platforms, period. But yes, so let's get into the title of this video. Today we'll be doing a girl talk. Yes, a girl talk. I've never done a girl talk. Even in my old sit down videos, y'all, I never did a girl talk. Like never. But if you're an OG here and you really been here for like since before I got back on YouTube, you know I've done some sit down videos. But new year, new me. Yeah, not really. But yes, so let's just get into it because I'm rambling, y'all. So I got me a wine glass, but I ain't gonna be drinking no wine only because, y'all, once I finish making this video, I need to go to the gym. So I'm being responsible. But I do got me some, I can't even tell, my nails gone, some apple juice. Y'all, this is the best apple juice. Play with your mama, not me. It's so good. And I pick apple juice over orange juice any day. Comment down below, what do y'all prefer? Do y'all prefer apple juice? Do y'all prefer orange juice? Because I'm an apple juice girl. But let's pour up, period. Yeah. We gonna pretend it's wine today, okay? So before we get into this video, let's just do a cheers. No matter what you're sipping on, let's just do a cheers to a great video and a good week, because today is Monday. What's the date? Today is Monday, March 17th. Okay, so let's cheers to a new week, new month. Well, not really a new month, it's the middle of March, but y'all get what I'm saying. New week, new blessings, nothing but positivity all week, period. So cheers, ladies. Let's sip. That's some good ass apple juice. Hopefully the lighting is not too terrible. I feel like it is, but I don't have my ring light. I needed a new one anyway, but I ended up letting somebody borrow it and they still got it. So we thugging without it. Okay. Oh, I feel like the lighting looks so bad, so terrible. But let's get into the video. Okay, y'all, so I got my other phone right here and let's get into it, okay? Let's get into it. So as y'all know by the title, I pretty sure I put in the title, this is just about being a girl in your 20s. I'm 23 years old, for those that don't know, big Aquarius. I just turned 23 on January 22nd. So your girl is 23. Like, I can't believe it. Like, I just graduated high school. Like, what the fuck? But the topics that I have for today that I want to touch on is self-love, adulting, and relationships. Those are the 3 topics we're gonna speak on today. When I say relationships, we're talking about friends, we're talking about dating, guys, all of that, okay? So let's get into it, So let's see what I want to touch on first. Let's get into adulting. Let's just get into adulting. Like, adulting, y'all, Lord have mercy. Adulting has been hard. Comment down below, has adulting been hard for you since you graduated high school? I've been out of high school 5 years. 5 years, and I can't believe it. 5 years. I'm just in disbelief. Like, 5 years. I've been out of high school for 5 years. Is you shitting or is you kidding? Like, what? Like, okay. So when you think about adulting, you could, like, it's so many different topics or so many different categories under adulting. So I chose a couple of things that I want to speak on when it comes to adulting. So like every topic I speak on, I chose certain categories because I can talk about self-love all day. I can talk about adulting all day. I can talk about relationships all day. But I put it in my phone to where I'm really speaking on the stuff that I feel like it's been hard for me to deal with. So that way I can help somebody else maybe that's dealing with the same thing. So for adulting, let's get into being private. That's the first topic. Being private, y'all. Being private. Everyone doesn't have to know everything. And since I've been grown, y'all, let me just say, since I've been grown, I realized everybody don't gotta know everything. I am an open book if I'm close to you. I've always been like that my whole life. If you're a friend, if you're an associate, if we just cool with each other, I'm gonna tell you anything because I'm an open book and ain't no shame in my game about nothing. Nothing. I'm open and I'm real. Like, I'm just a real, like, do you hear me? Like, I'm just real like that. I'm just an open book when I'm really cool with somebody. But I realize it don't matter how close you are with somebody. I don't care if that's your friend, your boyfriend, well, I guess it's kind of hard to say when it's a partner because you do want to be open with your partner to a certain extent. But when it comes to friends and family and associates and friend groups, everybody don't gotta know everything. It's so much peace in just being private. Just being private. Even if you're an open book like me, I had to learn to be private because when you private, can't nobody really tell you shit. You feel what I'm saying? Like, when you get to being open with people, when you tell people you're busy, you tell people stuff about your life, they get to feel like they really know you. And they get to feel like they can, I ain't gonna say everybody will take advantage of that, but some people will take advantage of that. Like, you being open with this person the whole time, you don't even realize they not sharing no information with you. They ain't telling you your business. They ain't telling you their business. They ain't telling you how they shit stink. You telling them all your business, the good, the bad, the ugly, whole time. They might be looking at you sideways, or they may be laughing with the next person. Just be private. I have become so private, y'all. And I love it here. Like, I genuinely love it here, and I love being private. Like, I can't tell you when the transition fully happened, but I just started to notice it about a year ago that, like, I've become such a private person. Like, everybody just don't gotta know everything. Like, the people I'm cool with, I don't tell them everything. But I also know they don't tell me everything either. That's what I'm saying. You gotta know who to be open with and who not to be open with. You gotta know who to tell your business to and who not to tell your business to. It ain't even about it getting out or them telling somebody else. It's just the fact that sometimes when you tell people stuff, like I said, they feel like they know you in a sense. And they feel like they can give their opinion on stuff. And it just don't be their place sometimes. Me personally, I don't mind nobody giving their opinion on whatever situation or whatever I'm dealing with, whatever I got going on. I don't mind. But I'm just saying, you open that door to opinions when you're putting it all out there. When you put it all out there, you can't be mad that she said this and he said that, or it got back to this person, it got back to that person. I just shut up. Don't nobody need to know nothing about me, and I love that. I love that. Being private will really save you a lot of BS, I feel like. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. That's just me, though. Y'all comment down below. How do y'all feel about that? Like, you just got to know who to be open with, who not to be open with. Like, But as I've gotten into my adulting years, since I've been grown, since I've been out of high school, I just become such a private person because I just feel like a lot of people just don't be genuine anyways. A lot of people just don't care, and that's okay. Keep it to yourself and talk to God about it, okay? Cheers to that. Yeah. Okay. So, the next topic I want to get on, we're still under adulting, okay? We're still in the adulting part of it. But let's talk about childhood trauma. Let's talk about childhood trauma, okay? Because I feel like we all got a little bit of that. Some people got a lot, some people got a little. You know what I'm saying? Some people grew up in 2-parent households, some people grew up in a 1-parent house. Some people may have not grew up in a 2-parent household, but both parents are active, or one parent may be active. So I was blessed enough to have both of my parents under one roof. But let's just get into the fact of what I'm looking at my notes, if y'all wonder. I'm looking at my notes. Hopefully the lighting, bear with me, y'all. I'm gonna get a ring light after this video, I promise, okay? I promise. So if you're looking dark, I'm so sorry, my apologies. Okay, y'all, we just gonna have to not focus on the lighting, okay? But what I put in my notes was not becoming or normalizing being a product of your environment. Let's get into it when I say that. Not becoming a product of your environment. I feel like that's so important. And I feel like a lot of us that are in our 20s, we have a habit of becoming a product of our environment. And when I say that, what I mean is we fall into patterns, toxic ways of living based on what we grew up around, okay? And that's not okay. That's not okay. And I feel like a lot of us are aware of that, and we still choose to live a certain way anyways, just because that's what we're used to. And I'm here to tell y'all right now, break that habit. Break that habit. Do not become a product of your environment. If you grew up around, like for me, example, I didn't necessarily grow up in a negative household, but I feel like the city that I'm in is not the best per se. And I feel like it's so important to not fall into the pattern and the trap of what you're used to being surrounded by. And what I mean by that is like a lot, for example, content creation. A lot of people in my city don't know about that and don't do content creating. If I'm being honest, I'm one of like a very small circle, like small, that really do this content shit. And a lot of people don't come from where I live. Like, a lot of people don't come from here. You hear about Atlanta this and Atlanta that and Houston this and Houston that. And although I don't stay too far from the city of Atlanta, a lot of people don't make it out of this city. And a lot of people become content because of what's the stuff that's going around. Like, for example, me, it would be so easy for me to stop and say, I'm done with YouTube. Ain't nobody else around me doing it. Do what you want to do, regardless of what's going on around you. I feel like we all have fell into that, like, that's why they say it's important to move out of your hometown. And I can't wait for the day that I do. I pray that God really, make that happen for me, because I feel like it's so important to leave your hometown, especially when you come from a town that's not so big and a hometown that don't necessarily do what you're trying to do. And for example, for me, nobody around me is really trying to do content. Nobody's around me trying to do YouTube. Nobody around me is trying to be a full-time content creator for real. None of my friends care about content. None of my friends care about no YouTube. Nothing. And don't get me wrong, that's okay, but don't be okay with not doing it because everybody else is not doing it. You get what I'm saying? Like, don't be a product of your environment, okay? Just don't. Like, it don't matter. Block out what's going on around you and say, this is what I want to do. This is the lifestyle I want to live. And you just got to roll with it. Yes, it's going to be harder because I don't have nobody to say, hey, let's collab today on this YouTube video. I don't have nobody to call and say, hey, let's link up and do a full content day. Let's make some TikToks. Let's do this, let's do that. Nobody wants to do that. So I just have to make a way for myself. I have to get up, for example, I have to get up on a Monday and prop this phone up and make this video because I need to upload on YouTube and I'm trying to be consistent. None of my other friends are sitting around making no YouTube video right now. Nobody else is doing this. You get what I'm saying? So I feel like it's very important not to fall into being a product of your environment. When you go up around and it ain't even about negativity per se. This is just about like your career. Like, just because you go up seeing everybody working 9 to 5 don't mean that's what you gotta do. Don't fall into that trap. Don't fall into that trap. Save your money. Leave if you need to leave your hometown. If you stay with your parents, stack your money up so you can go move away and don't stay with your parents. Like, do whatever it is you need to do to make sure you don't fall into a pattern. Because I feel like we all, or me personally, I know that it's a struggle when nobody around you really believes in what you're doing. You get what I'm saying? Nobody thinks this content shit gonna blow up for me, but I believe it, so that's all that matters. Period. We're gonna stick to that, cause yeah. But yeah, y'all. Another thing is, let's stop making excuses, okay? This falls under childhood trauma as well. Let's stop making excuses. Let's stop making excuses and blaming everybody else for the cards that we was dealt in life. Once you hit a certain age, I personally feel like it's no longer your mama's fault. It's no longer your dad's fault. It's not your grandma's fault. It's not your brother's fault. It's not your sister's fault. Leave that trauma in your childhood. Do not drag that into your adulthood. And I know it's easier said than done, but get therapy. Do whatever it is that you need to do to not feel like I'm this way and I'm that way and I'm not gonna change because this person did me that way, or I grew up like this and I grew up like that. Well, what? That ain't got an baby, what excuse is that to use in your adult years? Like, it gets to a point where you can't blame nobody but yourself for how you're choosing to live once you hit a certain age. I can't really put a number on it, but between the ages of 18 and 21, lock in. And when I say lock in, unpack that childhood trauma, leave it where it's at. You're entering into adulthood. Focus on you and forgive and forget. And not literally forget, but move forward. I hate dealing with people that use how they grew up as an excuse for the lifestyle that they're currently living in their adult ages. And don't get me wrong, and this is not coming from a judging point of view, but I just feel like, for example, I've dated someone before where it was like they was a mad at the world kind of situation because of how they came up in the cards that they was dealt in life. Everybody's dealt a different deck of cards, and you just gotta deal with it. We can't control a lot of shit. You feel what I'm saying? You can't control the fact that your dad did not stay in your life. And I'm not talking about nobody specific, but you can't control the fact that your dad didn't stay in your life. You can't control the fact that you grew up in the projects and your mama was living paycheck to paycheck. You have the power to change that. Like, once you get to a certain age, you can't make an excuse to live a shitty life because you grew up having a shitty life. You gotta get your ass up and change. You gotta get your ass up and work for it. And I know it's harder. It's harder said than done. But like I said before, like, I've dealt with somebody where it was just like I didn't have this and I didn't have that, and they started to look down on me. Like, they started to envy what I do have. And the whole time I'm thinking we're partners. I'm thinking we're one. Whole time they're looking down on me because they feel like I got it made per se, or I got it good because, oh, she grew up in a 2-parent household. She thinks she all that. Or, oh, she got a car and I don't. Like, who she thinks she is. You get what I'm saying? Everybody's dealt a different stack of cards. I didn't grow up with every single thing in the world that I wanted, but I grew up blessed. I grew up with the stuff that I needed, okay? I ain't never always had what I wanted, but I always had what I needed. And of course, I thank my parents for that. But now it's to the point where, like, you gotta unpack your childhood trauma, y'all. You just gotta unpack your childhood trauma. Like, I feel like I have ran across that a lot. I have dealt with a lot of people in a lot of situations where they're still damaged from their childhood. And I know it's easier to speak on it when it's the outside looking in, but I also feel like I can speak on it because you cannot be a shitty person to somebody else for how you grew up per se, I guess you could say. Like, you get what I'm saying? Hopefully I'm making sense, y'all. Hopefully I'm making sense. Hopefully y'all get what I'm saying, because I hate people like that. That's like me saying, I'm gonna wake up and I'm gonna be mean as fuck to everybody because growing up my mama was mean as fuck to me. That was just an example, but I'm just saying, like, hopefully y'all get what I'm saying, because I don't know how to do sit down and talk videos, bear with me, but it's just like, bro, unpack your childhood trauma. I feel like we all have it. Some is just worse than others, but as we get older and as we grow, I'm learning that, like, you got control over your life now. And the longer you sit and dwell on the past, your future is getting away from you, okay? You're wasting time. You're wasting time being a shitty person because you're still upset about the cards that you was dealt in life. And there's nothing you can do about it but change it. But instead, I know people that would rather sit in that funk. They would rather sit there and be depressed. They would rather sit there and be broke. They would rather sit there and not make a change because they still mad they daddy went in their life. Or they still sad because, like, you get what I'm saying? Like, it's okay to have feelings. Let me put it like this. It's okay to have feelings. 1,000%. Everybody's feelings is valid about whatever it is that happened in their childhood life, growing up, whatever the case may be. Your feelings are 100% valid. But what people gotta understand is you gotta feel those emotions. Feel them. But don't sit in them. Feel them and let that ride. And when I say let that shit ride, I ain't even saying just forget about it. But don't let the past hinder you. And that go with anything. Even if it ain't from your childhood, even if it happened a year ago, don't let your past hinder what you got going on right now. Don't do that. Just don't do that. Please don't do that. Like, okay, we gonna move on. I don't know if that was making sense to y'all, but it's making sense to me, okay? It's making sense to me. That apple was good as hell, y'all. And I'm really not supposed to be drinking this because I only drink water and protein shakes during the week. And then on the weekends, I'll drink juice. Or if I want a soda, I'll drink a soda. But I don't really drink soda like that. But anywho, let's get into the next topic. Okay, so we done spoke on being private. We done spoke on childhood trauma and being a product of our environment. Let's get into relationships. Okay? Now, this is one of the ones I really want to speak on. I'm so tired of women getting on social media. And men, too. Like, we all doing it. Well, not we, y'all. Y'all all doing it. Y'all still on social media. Y'all bashing the men, the women. The women bashing the men, men bashing the women. I'm not finna get on this camera and bash men. Okay? I'm gonna say it right now. I'm not gonna bash men. I have no hate toward men. Some of y'all got some strong hate toward these men. But we're not going to get into that. We're not going to get into that. Some of y'all got some strong hate towards some men. And I'm here to tell y'all right now, let that hurt go. Please let that hurt go. Because whatever that boy did to you 2-3 years ago, I promise you he out living his life right now with the next hoe. And you're sitting here hating men because of that one dude. Move on, ladies. Move on. Because you're giving that man the power to control your present day, and he ain't even around. This man controlling your mind, and he done left. He been gone out the damn door. And you sitting around saying, you hate me, all these niggas the same, all these niggas, Sometimes it's who you choose. Let's get into it. Sometimes, ladies, we are the problem, okay? And I'm one of the ones, I would say it. Sometimes we the problem, okay? Now, me personally, in my situations, I feel like I done had a couple situations where maybe I was a little toxic, but I feel like I'm very self-aware though. And that's a lot of the problem with this generation. Men and women lack self-awareness. If you lack self-awareness, you can't be in my circle. You cannot be my friend. You cannot be my partner. You cannot be my homie. We cannot kick it for real. I hate people that lack self-awareness. I hate people that lack self-awareness. You gotta be self-aware in your own boyish. Do you hear what I'm saying? Before you talk down on the next person, be self-aware of what you got going on. It's so easy to sit and say this person like this and this person like that, blah, 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 blah. And you're not self-aware of your own bullshit. I'm the type of person, I'm gonna look at it from every corner and every angle. I'm gonna reevaluate myself in every situation. And if I'm wrong, I'll say I'm wrong. If I'm right, I'll say I'm right. And that's just what it is. Sometimes we gotta look in the mirror, ladies. Sometimes it's not the nigga. Sometimes it's us. And when I say it's us, I'm saying sometimes we just choosing wrong. Sometimes we choose to stick around knowing that a person is not for us. And that's another problem. And I've dealt with that, not like, I ain't gonna say recently, but I've dealt with this not that long ago. When somebody's not for you, they're just not for you. Don't force it and move forward. It's so, let me tell you something. I don't believe all men are the same. And I do believe that there's somebody for everybody. But it starts within yourself. And this goes for men and women. It starts within yourself. You have to have self-awareness within yourself. Self-awareness is so big when it comes to getting and being into a romantic relationship or even a friendship. Because sometimes you may tell your friend something, you may give your friend advice, and they taking it the wrong way because they lacking that self-awareness. I done had so many friendships and situations where I gotta walk on eggshells and I can't really be as real as I want to be because you lacking that self-awareness. So when I'm speaking on how I feel about your situation and I'm giving you my opinion and my advice, is you're taking it left and the relationship is going left field because you looking at it like, this bitch talking down on me. No, I'm being real with you. And you just lack that self-awareness. You gotta have self-awareness in any relationship, whether that's platonic or romantic. You gotta have self-awareness, okay? You got to. But let's get into friendships first, okay? Let's get into friendships because I've had a lot of failed friendships, okay? I've had a lot of failed friendships, a lot of them, okay? A lot of them. And I've realized that now that I'm an adult that some situations are really not that deep. And some are, and you have to know the difference. You gotta know when to stay and when to go, who to walk away from and who to keep around. And when I say that, we just gonna speak on me. I feel like growing up, when I say growing up, I'm gonna say my teenage years throughout high school, I was quick, do you hear me? Quick to cut ties with anybody, and I did not give a damn. It could be one wrong misunderstanding, it could be one situation, something that may not even be that serious, and I'm cutting you off and you got to get out of my life. And that wasn't just with that just wasn't with friendships, relationships as well. Because I know some women, y'all be keeping these dusty niggas around, won't forgive your friend. Let's get into that too. Forgive your friend the same way you forgive that nigga. Because a lot of these situations do not be that deep. Or even if the situation is that deep, the same exact situation can happen with your man, and you're going to forget that man and say F your friend. And I feel like that's not okay. That's not okay. Like, I'm real big on balancing. I feel like I'm great at balancing having a man, or, because y'all know, for those that don't know, I like women as well. So having a boyfriend, having a girlfriend, and my friends, I feel like I balance them well. I feel like I balance them very well, and I put both on a pedestal. And I hold my friends up highly, and I hold my partner up highly as well. And I'm not picking sides either. And I feel like a lot of people can't do that. They don't know how to do that. They're going to say F your friends to go lay up with that nigga that's cheating on you every day. Like, let's get into it. But I'm the type of friend, like, back then, y'all, it didn't take but one argument and you gotta go. Like, I ain't gonna say I lost a lot of friends, but I went through that phase of losing friends in high school. I feel like my heartbroken stage, my losing friend, like, I feel like I went through all that pretty early. I went through all that in high school, and I feel like a lot of women, a lot of ladies, correct me if I'm wrong, I feel like a lot of people go through that once they graduate. Like, once you graduate, that's when, like, a lot of people experience their first heartbreak. Not because you graduated, but I'm just saying in general. Like, a lot of people don't experience their first heartbreak to after high school, or they don't experience losing a lot of friends to after high school, because you know that's when everybody go their separate ways. Me personally, all that happened to me before I even graduated, so I feel like I kind of had an advantage because it kind of like helped me in a way. Like, now I know this is what I would never tolerate from a nigga. I know I would never crash out about another nigga. Like when I see folks my age crashing out about niggas out in the streets fighting 20 different bitches and stuff, like, it's just like, it'd be like, wow, but I just be like, well, we're still young, and maybe like everybody experienced stuff a little later, but I feel like I experienced it all a little early. Like I had that heartbreak early. I lost my best friends and my close hoes early. Like, but I also partially put myself to blame for my friendships because a lot of situations, they weren't that deep. And I feel like now that I'm older, I see and I've learned that some stuff can be worked out. When you really love and care for a person, communicate. That's a part of being an adult, communicating. Like, you gotta know how to communicate, and you also gotta know how to comprehend, okay? You gotta know how to comprehend, Bookie, because if you can communicate all day, and if y'all not comprehending each other, it's like a conversation loss. You feel what I'm saying? Like, it ain't doing neither parties no good, okay? So I just feel like, moral of the story is, I feel like now that I'm an adult, I feel like I'm tapping into, let me tell y'all something. I was so cutthroat high school when it came to friendships, relationships, and now I feel like I'm learning to just give people grace, okay? And only to a certain extent though, but I'm trying to learn how to not be so quick to walk away from people, because I feel like to this day, it's some females that friends, because we talking about friends, I'm not even talking about relationships right now. There's some friends that I genuinely still got love for to this day, and it didn't have to go left, but I chose to walk away and not fix it. But they also chose that as well, so I can't put the blame completely on me. But I could have tried more. But you live and you learn. And I was young. I was 17. I was 18. I was 19. So it's just like, you know. Now, some of them hoes was grimy, okay? But some stuff could have been fixed and worked out, okay? Honestly. So, ooh, my head itch. That's just me being real. Like, you gotta know when to walk away and when to know that it's okay to just communicate. Communication will get you so far. Like, it will literally get you so far, especially with somebody like me. I don't like guessing, and I'm big on clarity. Pick a side. I'm very big on clarity. So, communicating with me is like the icing on the cake. Like, if you could communicate, we would be A-okay. Like, we would be straight, okay? Let's see. Another thing is, too, I used to be very quick to say, F new friends, I don't want no new friends, blah, blah, this and blah, blah, that, talking like, I don't need no, like, and I still stand on it, but at the same time, I'm at the age now where you do need friends. We need friends, and we need people in our corner and in our circle to love us, to motivate us, to grow with. I feel like it's important to have friends, and I always had that mindset of F a friend. Maybe it's because my mom always told me I ain't need no friends, which you don't, but I get it now. In high school, it gets messy, so you really don't need a whole lot of friends. And even when you're grown, you don't need a whole lot of friends, but it gets to a certain age where, like, having friends is important. Honestly, having friends is important. So just having somebody in your circle to love you and to y'all love each other and to just grow with one another. I have stopped saying F no new friends. I had a very bad habit of saying F no new friends. I don't want no new friends. But now I'm at the era and the stage of my life, I'm praying that God placed some genuine friends in my life, because we need that. And as much as somebody like me, I'm very independent. I'm very I'm very, like, solid within myself, if that makes sense. I have no problem being alone. Like, I'm so, like, you know what I'm saying? I love me some me. So I had to realize that I need to stop saying that, though. Like, I need to stop saying that, because I don't want to say you need friends, but you do. It's important to have the right people in your circle and in your corner, outside of family, you know what I'm saying? And I'm at a stage in the area in my life where I genuinely just don't got nobody I can call my friend. And that's no offense to nobody. I do have a couple of friends, but I don't have that solid circle. I don't have those friends that I feel like I can stop this video right now and call and say, I really need you for this, and the third. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like it's important to have that. And don't get me wrong, I have family. And I got some genuine people by my side. But I don't feel like I have those solid friends for real. I just don't. And sometimes I blame myself because, once again, I used to be so cutthroat and I would be quick to walk away from people. Like, I used to be so quick to say F you and I don't need you, because that's genuinely how I felt. And I still feel that way, but some stuff just don't be worth that. You know what I'm saying? When you love and you care about somebody, small situations should never cause you to just walk away from it. Like, I done walked away from some 7-8 year friendships, my nigga. I done walked away from 2-3 year friendships about nush. You feel me? Like, you get what I'm saying? So I'm in the era where I don't say F no new friends. And I used to say that down, especially because I felt like a lot of bitches crossed me. But I had to learn to leave that where it's at and realize that I'm grown. And I want genuine people around me that's on what I'm on. They want to do what I want to do in life. That view the world how I view the world. I be praying for genuine connections, honestly. So I done learned to stop saying it, because power in the tongue. I done learned to stop saying I don't want no new friends, F new friends, because I'm starting to realize that, like, that's not what I want. So I'm gonna stop saying it because that's not what I want, period. Now let's get into we're gonna get into self-love. I'm gonna keep it real brief because this video is getting long, but this is the nitty-gritty of the video. Now we really finna get into it, okay? We really finna get into it. So let's start off with weight gain and body changes and how I feel about surgery, okay? How do I feel about surgery? Now, me personally, I was the same size. Coming out of high school, a lot of people immediately gained weight. A lot of people immediately seeing, like, you seeing it happen. A lot of people getting pregnant. So even the ones not getting pregnant, a lot of people gaining weight and all this type of stuff. Me personally, yeah, I was the same. I graduated the year of 2020. I was the same size up until midways 2023. I thought I was gonna be that size forever, because I mean, I've been out of high school this long. I'm still looking the exact same. Summer 2023, y'all, was when I started really going outside. I really started living a little more, like a lot more. I started living a lot more. I don't want to give too many details, but I was outside and stuff as well, and drinking plays a part in it. And there's a couple other things that I know played a part in my weight gain. But y'all, I gained 10 pounds the summer of 2023, and I got in the gym November 2023. So let's say I gained the weight around August 2023. September, October, November, baby, it took me about 3 months. I said I'm getting in that gym because I was scared. I heard me ran to the gym, and I've been going to the gym ever since. Now, started 2025 is when I realized that I'm finna lock in, because I feel like in 2020, midway through 2024, I started falling out of love with the gym. And I was going, but I wasn't feeling like I was being as productive as I could have been. And let me tell y'all, to lose weight, you got to focus on that diet. It don't matter if you're going to the gym every day. If you leaving the gym and you eating a 10-piece all flat hot lemon pepper extra crispy with that juice on the side, it don't matter. That gym don't matter. It keeps you active. It's healthy for your heart, baby. But baby, I promise you that weight ain't really gonna go nowhere, okay? So I had to learn that as well, which I had went on a calorie deficit in 2024 temporarily. It did me some good or whatever, but I haven't. Even though I was in the gym, I wasn't necessarily losing weight. I was just keeping the weight down. I was going to prevent myself from gaining any more weight. But now 2025, I've really been trying to focus back on my diet and just really lock in. But let's get into surgery. Me personally, the folks y'all be looking at and looking up to and saying body goals, stuff like that, is not my body goals, baby. I don't want to be no shade, but I don't want to be a Ari. I don't want to be a Jada Waiter. That's not the body that I want to have. And those are just the first people that popped up in my mind. But there's plenty of other women that done had surgery. We're like, no shade, no shade, no shade, because I feel like all those women look good, but that's not the body that I want to have. Like, I'm not against surgery, but what I am against is women doing it because they want to look perfect. A lot of women be like, oh, I got surgery because of my insecurities, because I want to change this and I want to change that. But a lot of these women are getting surgery because of social media. Let's get into it. Everybody wants to have that perfect look. But where's the fun in that? Everybody walk around with the same big butt and a flat stomach. Me, I don't find it attractive. I know some really pretty petite women in real life and celebrities. For example, Coyle Ray. You can talk junk about her as much as you want. That girl is beautiful. Her body is beautiful as fuck. Like, she's beautiful. There's some pretty beautiful petite women out there, as well as thick women as well. Megan Thee Stallion has never had no work done, and she's thick and she's beautiful. But when you look at her, you know that's not no BBL, and that's what I'm saying. Like, it's a trend, and that's what I don't like. If you're genuinely doing it because you're unhappy with yourself, I'm all here for it. I'm not here to bash women or surgery. Do what makes you happy. But I feel like a lot of women are doing it for the net. They're doing it for the social media. They're doing it for men. And that's where you lost me at, Bookie. That's where you lost me at. I don't feel like, and I know a lot of women be like, if they had the money, they would do it. Let me say something. I got the money and I won't do it. Let's clock it. Let's clock it. And honestly, I don't even think BBLs are that much. But I think it depends on your doctor and also the extent of the surgery. Like, because a lot of women get added on stuff, or they get abs sculpting and all that stuff. But anywho, that's enough stuff for another day. I don't think I would ever, well, I know I would never get a BBL because I just genuinely don't feel like it's worth it. And even though I don't have the perfect body, I'm natural and I'm beautiful, and I can still get any nigga that I want. And I feel like if a lot of women had that mindset, they would be A-okay. And a lot of these women that get surgery be beautiful as fuck before the surgery. And I feel like women be knowing that though. Because I know a lot of women be like, well, you don't look at me in the mirror every day. And I get it, because I'm a woman as well. We're going to notice our flaws before somebody else do. We look at ourselves in the mirror every day before anybody else look at us. You know what I'm saying? So I get it, but a lot of women, I feel like, are being brainwashed into thinking that something is wrong, or they feel like they need to change this and change that, knowing that they're beautiful. They brainwash themselves into believing that, oh, I need to change this just a little bit, just so I can look this type of way, or just so I can have that body like Ari or Jada. And like I said, it ain't no shade to them women, because they are beautiful. But it's just like, and I don't even think Jada would have had a BBL. I think she maybe had shots or something in her butt. But either way it goes, like, ladies, just love yourself. Try going to the gym, maybe. The gym ain't for everybody. To know it's not easy, so I'm not gonna sit in this camera and say, oh, just go work out, because it's easier said than done. And you got a diet. So I'm not one of the women that's finna sit on this camera and lie and say, just work out. It's easy, just work out, eat right. No, I'm not finna do that, and I'm not finna sit here and lie to y'all and act like that's easy. That's not easy. And I'm not saying don't get the surgery. Do what makes you happy, but don't do it for the net. Don't do it for social media. Don't do it to follow a trend, and don't do it for these dusty niggas. Cause he gonna end up cheating on you with the hoe that don't got that BBL. Clock that. Clock that, okay? Like, do what makes you happy, but I'm saying don't brainwash yourself into believing that you need this and you need that, and you don't. It's like I said, it's different when you genuinely have insecurities. You grow up with insecurities, but I feel like a lot of women know they're beautiful, but they get brainwashed into believing that their body isn't beautiful, or they want a perfect look. God didn't put us on this earth, in this world, to be perfect. No such thing. Social media got y'all thinking that the BBL and the stomach is what's perfect. No, that don't make you perfect, okay? And I'm just leave that where it's at, okay, Bookie? Now, let's get into another topic for self-love, is giving yourself grace. I have learned, y'all, that I never give myself grace, and it's so important to give yourself grace. I stress and worry so much about my future, not even realizing that I'm not giving myself no grace. I don't feel like I can have a day where I don't do nothing. I don't feel like I can have a off day. I don't feel like I should wake up and be in a funk for no reason and decide to lay in my bed all day. Like, I be feeling shitty as a person when I do that, but I'm learning that you have to give yourself grace. Like, us as women, we give so many other people around us grace, whether it's a man, whether it's family, whether it's friendships. We give all these other people so much grace, and we don't give ourselves none. Ladies, learn to give yourself grace. Do you hear me? Like, it's so important to give yourself grace, and I'm learning that as I go. Like, I be so hard on myself. I be so stressed about my future, and I don't feel like I can have an off day. I feel like every day I should make count. Maybe because I feel like this is maybe because I feel like I look back at my previous years since I've been out of high school and think like, damn, I really ain't completed nothing per se. But sometimes you gotta sit and realize that God is in control, and he already got the book written. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just learning that, like, sometimes being hard on yourself will be your downfall. You know what I'm saying? Because you get burnt out and you start to... It's just, I don't really know how to put it into words, but all I can say is give yourself grace, y'all, because it's important. Like, those hard working days are just as important as those down days. Give yourself the downtime that you need. Give yourself the grace that you need. I don't really know how to put into words exactly what I'm trying to say, but I'm just learning that I'm gonna have bad days. I'm gonna have off days, but the important thing is not sitting in that funk. Feel your, like, this has been my motto for the past couple months. I seen a Twitter post maybe, or I seen it somewhere where it's like, you must feel your emotions but never sit in them. And I struggle with that a lot. I will sit in my emotions. Y'all, I feel like we as women, or in general, like, we all gotta learn how to feel the emotions and move forward. Don't sit in the funk. Feel it. Be there. Learn to accept it. Take accountability. Look yourself in the mirror and say, I feel like shit. I do, but I'm gonna get better. And then you wake up the next day and you push yourself to keep going. And when I tell y'all, it's only March, and I feel like 2025 has really taught me that. Like, it's so easy. It's so easy to sit in that funk. If you don't get up and make yourself get up and go clock in, you don't make yourself get up and go make that YouTube video, if you don't make yourself get up and go do what it is you need to do, nobody's gonna do it for you. It don't matter if that nigga hurt your feelings. It don't matter if your heart broke. It don't matter if you grieving. It don't matter if you struggling financially. Sitting in that funk ain't gonna do nothing but make it worse. And ain't nobody gonna come pull you up is what I'm getting at. Can't nobody do that but you. And that's what I'm learning. Ain't nobody finna come say, get out the bed. No, I'm learning this 2025. If 2025 haven't taught me nothing so far, I've learned that I gotta be there for me, because nobody else is gonna be there for me the way that I can be there for me. You control the narrative. You control the story. This is your life, period. And that's just all it is to it. Learn to give yourself grace, ladies. Please. Okay. Now, the last thing I want to touch on is being alone, okay? It's so much peace in being alone. And if you don't know how to be alone, you're never going to attract what's for you, because you constantly sticking around the wrong people or fighting for stuff that God is trying to tell you to let go of because you're scared to be alone. It's okay to be alone. And it's important to learn how to be alone. This has been I'm in a very lonely season right now. And I've always felt like I've always been okay with being alone. But I think I got used to being alone with somebody in particular, like a specific person. I would be alone with this person all the time. And then I woke up one day, and I ain't gonna say that person changed on me, but there was a shift in me and that person's relationship. And it hit me like, fuck, like, I got too complacent with that person. And don't get me wrong, it's good to have people like that in your life that you're comfortable with, and you feel like, that's your person and everything. But never forget how to be alone. Never forget how to be there for you. You know what I'm saying? Never feel like you need somebody, because you don't. As long as you got the man above, you don't. You really don't. Like, and that's another thing too. Like, I'm trying to build a better relationship with God as well. Like, y'all, I promise you, you will find so much solitude when you learn how to be alone. When you learn how to be alone, you never gonna feel like you need nobody. Somebody should always add to your life and never be your whole life, if that makes sense. Ladies, learn how to still, what's the word? Have a relationship with yourself outside of your relationships with other people. Like, that's very important. A lot of women get in these relationships, these men, these women, whoever it is, and they begin to you don't realize you're doing it after the fact that, like, your only focus for real is like that person or whatever. And I feel like it's so important that, like, you gotta know how to be by yourself. Like, I can't even get that deep as I want to get, y'all. Please bear with me. I want to do another one of these. This is very raw and very, like, off the dome, okay? Like, yeah, I got my notes, but this is very off the dome, very unplanned video. But learn to be alone, y'all. It's okay to spend time with yourself. It's okay to go out to eat by yourself. It's okay to do a lot of stuff by yourself. I feel like when you learn how to be alone, God will place all the right people in your life. He will. Or he may place some people in your life to test you, to see if you're going to stick around, or if you're going to know your worth, your self-value, and move forward as well. So you will get tested as well. You will get people placed in your life that aren't for you, that you may love, or you may end up loving and caring about, but God gonna be like, this person is not for you, and he gonna test you and see, can you walk away? Can you walk away? You get what I'm saying? Like, you will be tested as well, but he will also eventually place those right people in your life as well. But you gotta learn how to be alone. You gotta learn how to just be with God. Really, that's what I'm getting at. Like, being alone ain't necessarily literally alone. Like, you gotta learn how to talk to God and just, you know what I'm saying? Just talk to God. Like, there's nothing else I can say. There's just learning to be alone is important, ladies. Don't never depend on nobody. Make sure that everybody is a plus in your life and not the whole equation, okay? Oh, clock that, okay? But that is gonna be it for this video, y'all. It's getting really long, really long. But if you did make it this far in the video, make sure you comment down below. Make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. Oh, turn on that bell to be notified every single time I upload a video. Make sure y'all follow me on all my social media accounts. It will be in the description box down below. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. If y'all got any advice or for me, or if you got just any video suggestions, make sure you comment them down below or DM me on Instagram. I will respond as well. Yeah, I don't know how to feel about this video, but it's going up. It's going up, and I hope that y'all really liked it. I ain't gonna say I'm nervous about putting it out, but I feel like I get in a way where I be talking in circles. Hopefully I wasn't talking in circles too much in this video, but we're gonna see when I go back and edit it. When I go back and edit it, I don't know if I'm cutting some stuff out or not, but I want to keep it raw for the most part. But I hope y'all enjoyed this video though, period. Hopefully my lashes didn't look too crazy because one of them is a little lopsided, but that don't matter. I love y'all so much, and I will see y'all in my next video. Bye.
Tell me what you see in me. Gotta be